Through
Absolutely. So what I'll do is once we're done today, I will upload this uh meeting to our private YouTube channel. And then Mr. Moore, I'll send you a link just so you have a copy of everything we're talking about today. So just jumping right into it. First off, I hope everyone's doing well after last week's storm. I know y'all lost power for a few days there, so I hope everything's back up and running for you all.
So far.
Good. My niece lives up there in your area or in Houston. I don't know, your area. She went a few days, and so we were all worried about her, but they fared well. Okay. I apologize for all the back and forth this morning, Mr. Moore, as far as all these emails. I know you just recently sent one a few minutes ago. I do want to discuss that also. But first things first. So we went ahead and pushed an update that now has all of
hold
you.
on. Can you hold on till Sonya gets on?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. My fault. And then while you do that, I want to bring up that email that you sent so we can discuss. Yep. The 17th, that is tomorrow. Let me look that up. There you go, there you go. And then multiple calendars. Who was that?
Bill Heller.
Bill Heller. And so I do see, do we need to talk about this one as well, or this is just a writing, right?
We will once Sonya gets on.
Okay.
Deal with Bill right now.
So this one, how did that get through?
There's a glitch.
Yeah.
If you're scheduling an appointment, you get to the point where you select a tutor and you hit back.
So you can replicate it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it up right now. So you're saying if you go to here, pick math, is that what they did?
Yeah, TSI math. Virtual. Doesn't matter which one you do, but technically then pick any of them. Now go back.
Okay, I'm just looking to see what we have. So we're on step 5 for this. Let me save this real quick so we can use this. Okay, and so then you're saying if we click back here. Oh, I see.
That up.
Okay.
And if you click on one of the days, it'll give you half-hour appointments.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, that makes perfect sense. So basically, and let me just walk through it. So from here, from step 5, this is because we came from the previous step, which is the list view of the appointments. And you get here, but when you go back, it's pointing you from step 5 user. It's taking us back to date time versus step 4, which is date time date list. Okay. So what we need to do then is on this page, when we hit the back, we need to say, hey, is this for a TSI? So if it has TSI in it, then we need to take them to this page. And if it doesn't have TSI in it, then it takes them back to this page. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So from right here, so I'm going to say, there's Sonia. So back button. If URL helper dot selected service like TSI, then go to step 4, date list, else step 4, date time. All right. I just want to go on the record saying, Mike, thank you. Because if you can replicate it, or if we can, replicate every time, then we can look at the code, say, all right, this is how it's happening. So just looking at this screen right here, this one, it really doesn't tell us much. So the fact that you figured out how to replicate it, that helps my team and I out tremendously. So I just want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome. Kind of came across it accidentally about 15 minutes ago.
No, but no, this is good though. This is really good, because sometimes we get emails like, oh, this schedule, and we don't, we have to go through like literally, I don't know, thousands of lines of code trying to figure out, okay, how did the student do that? So the fact that you did it already helps us out tremendously.
And so
Okay,
would
great.
they be able to be fixed, those people that
Oh,
scheduled in person?
oh yeah, absolutely. So just like previously, what we did is we went ahead and moved the data from one to the other before we, that weekend or whatever, before y'all got hit by the hurricane, we did this similar. Yeah, we can do the exact same thing for you. And that will be done today. All these changes that we're talking about now will be done as soon as we get off this call, actually. It will not be hard to do.
Hey, Mike, did you have any other questions before I move to Sonia? We need to deal with some things with that side.
Oh, no, go ahead. Nothing I have left is anything more than just minor things.
Okay, so let's go back to that calendar where you saw Tubali,
Which calendar, sir?
where you asked me, did we need to do anything with
Oh,
Tubali?
this
Yeah.
one? Okay.
So my question, I want to see what the students will see to make sure they're seeing 30-minute increments once we put the schedules in for the writing center.
Absolutely. So in order to do that, this is what we're gonna do first. Now I already have your scheduler right here up and running. So we'll see it in real time. Now you'll notice the first thing. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. I didn't know you already activated these two. So yeah, so right here in your scheduler, she has writing center, or this tutor has writing center for the 17th. So they're going to click on writing center, pick in person, 17th, 30-minute time slots. Now let me
Okay.
look here. So this one is from 10:30 to 1:30. So if you
While
go
we're
here,
on that, when we're building the schedule, remember I had requested that's still not there where we can, if a tutor work every Monday, Wednesday, 10:30 to 1:30, we still don't have that option to do that yet.
I'm sorry,
You
I'm
were
not
gonna
following.
look
Can you say
You
that
were
again, please?
gonna look into, remember the option to, instead of doing individuals, the option to do like, if a tutor work Monday, Wednesdays, we can click Monday and Wednesday and put their times in for each of those dates. You were gonna look into that?
I'm going to let me see here.
You know what I'm talking about? Because you said y'all were able to do it. Let me find your email.
Yeah, batch scheduling.
Yeah, the batch scheduling thing.
Oh, this one, batch scheduling. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
it's
yes,
not
yes. Okay.
showing up for us. So where do we go to do that for a
Okay.
tutor?
So you're saying that this button is not available for you?
Yeah, I don't see that when we go in to do the calendar. It does not give us the option.
Okay.
So you saying we have to click here where it says create batch appointment?
Yes, it will, but we need to change this a little bit. And here's the reason why. When we built this, we actually built this logic for another school.
Right,
And so what this other school is using is they're using a batch, but they were really just doing it for like a day thing. They're like, hey, I'm coming in. They're like, oh, I
right,
want to do a batch for the 17th. And then it was doing 30 increments from here to here. What
right.
you're needing is you
The
need like a
whole
beginning date and
semester.
an end date.
Yes, it start date and an end date. Yes,
Okay. So we need to do that. And then we need to also have the check boxes that says,
right.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you just say, okay, I want to go
Yes,
from August 1st to December 31st, for
correct.
example, but only Mondays, or only Mondays and Tuesdays, or you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Because
okay. So yeah,
their schedules pretty much stay the same unless something comes up, right? So it
yeah,
makes it easier without the coordinator having to go in and put every day or every week if we can
okay.
do the batch.
Perfect. Let me take a screenshot of this. And as soon as we're done, I'm going to email this to my guy and I'm going to tell him, let me just make some notes on this real quickly. There it is. Pop up here. There it is. I'm just going to make a note on the actual image that I'm going to send out. So, here. Nope, not there. This. Add beginning and no, add ending date. Ending date and week day check boxes. Exam admin. Nope, too big. Got it. Okay, we'll definitely do that. We should be able to have that. That's a little coding. That's not too difficult. Let me We'll have that for you by tomorrow morning. I mean, we'll have the program done today, but I don't want to push the update because it's going to kick everybody off across Lone Star. So we'll code this today, and then we should have it for you by first thing in the morning when you walk in.
And so to be clear, when we go to do that, we need to click on create batch appointment. Is that what we would click on? Or
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It has to be batch appointment.
Right here. Yes, sir. Because this brings up a different window with different functionality. So yes, sir. So you'll just do this, and then you'll create the batch.
Assign to be working correctly, like if we assign it to that particular.
Oh yeah, this part will work. Yes, sir. So you'll just go right here and you say, you know what, I want to assign it to,
just use Pubali or whatever. Yeah.
And then we'll change this to beginning date. We'll add an ending date. So you'll just do that. And then start time. See this. Everything else is exactly the same. The only difference is those little check boxes that say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then you just say save. And then it's just going to create individual time slots for those students. Let me think of something else real quickly. And then you'll just, so we need to change this also. So this would
drop down. Yeah, drop down.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So just like you're seeing right here, like we did for y'all for these 4 here, we'll change it also for that as well.
Right.
Okay, let me make a note on that image before I send it out too. So here. Excuse me. Change to ASPX combo box. Excuse me. Okay. That change, like I said, we'll post it tonight when no one's logged in, but the change that Michael found earlier, the bug as far as this one, that can be done today. And that's not going to affect anybody or anything like that too. So we'll make that change as soon as we get off today's call.
Then Sonia had a question about one of her tutors on the scheduling part. So Sonia, and I'll come back with something else I have.
You mean Danielle?
Yeah, for Danielle.
Okay, yeah. We need to be able to distinguish between the virtual and the face-to-face when we put the schedule in.
Mm-hmm.
And there isn't an option for that when in the schedule because she does both. Face-to-face and
okay.
So you're talking writing center or for computer science, right?
Yeah, computer science.
Okay, so what we did for the TSI, we'll do the same thing for the writing center and the computer. So what I'm going to recommend we do is like right here, math review TSI. So what we did for the TSI is that if you go in here when you're setting your schedule up in the location, if you put the word virtual, then this will pop up on this side right here when the student goes and clicks on this page, says, what type of appointment. It will say virtual. If you have virtual in there, this button will be available. If you put the word person in there, person will be available. So, so what I'm going to, and then that is what we did for TSI, and we can do the exact same thing for the other 2 services. So for computer science and writing center, all they'll have to do
just for computer science.
Okay, just for computer science. So you ever foresee needing the thing for
no, not for the writing center, not virtual.
Okay, so let me make my notes with that one. So computer science tutoring. I'm going to put use TBL appointments .location. I'm going to put virtual or person. Okay. So again, so what they'll do is they'll put in the word virtual, or they'll put in the word person, in person. It doesn't matter. If you just put in person, person, whatever, as long as it has these 6 characters that say person in it, that will tell the system to inactivate this button right here. Okay. Or you can do both. Like let's say you ever in the future, like, oh, you know what? It needs to be virtual and in person. It doesn't matter. So the system will say, hey, this is virtual. So enable this button, and then this is person here. So enable this button right here. So you'll just go put in any variation of that.
Okay, thank you.
And that's only for computer science. So
Computer
She
science.
will be able to do that from when she do the batch scheduling.
absolutely, yes, sir, because that will be the exact same thing right here. So when they do
So
that,
under location, gotcha. She, for those hours, she would put virtual on those days that she's virtual from those hours. And then
Right,
the time she's person, she would put in person a person.
that is
right.
correct. And then if
Gotcha.
yeah, and she would just do one batch for her virtuals and then another batch for her in person if they're on different days. You know what I mean? Like Monday might be a virtuals, Wednesdays might be in person or whatever. She would just do individual batches based off that location. Does that make sense?
But her virtual and her in-person are on the same day.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Are
But
they
the
different?
times are different. The times,
Okay.
so she
Okay.
would
That makes
still
sense.
put, the
Okay.
start time and end times are different for her virtual and her face to face.
Okay. That makes more sense. So she'll just do 2 batches, you know,
Right.
for the whole semester.
Correct.
One for virtuals that time, and then do another one right afterwards for in person for the different
Correct.
times. And then
Okay.
that's it. That's perfect. That's all she'll have to do. Now,
Thank
after the
you.
fact, you're welcome. Let's say that tutor goes and she makes a mistake. Let's say she does it like, oh, I did this, whatever. Instead of her individually changing every single one, because it's going to literally create a record for every single day and time that she did for the whole semester. And so if she makes a mistake, that might be a little hard for her to go and clean up. So if that's the case, let me know. We can go in your database and we can find those records and change them faster. Then maybe she might have to go do it individually one at a time. So just want to put that public service announcement out there that we can change the data after the fact straight in your database rather than having you go do it on a case-by-case basis. Cool. What else?
Right. All right, Sonia, anything else before I go to my next part?
No, those are the only 2 things.
Okay. If you think of something, we can come back. So,
Okay, yes.
Jody, I forwarded you an email about, so yesterday we had an issue. We was trying to register somebody, well, the desk assistant was trying to register somebody for an appointment, and where we got, it required an LSC student email, but everybody don't have an LSC email. So is there any way we can make that not required?
So we can do 2 things. I don't recommend not making it required. I do recommend keeping it required, but we can take out the validation where it has to be a Lone Star email address.
Yes, if you
Do
take
that.
that, so they can use another email if they had to.
Okay. So what I
Like, can we
recommend we
say
do is
LSC
change.
email or other email or something?
I would, I would either say just email address or primary email address or something like that. I wouldn't recommend putting an LSC. I'm trying to think of what other schools have done. I mean, we could put LSC or we'll just put email address. You know what I mean? Well, here's the thing. If the students are coming from your iStar portal, we are catching the email address. So it's
Right,
going to,
if they go straight from the iStar portal, that's fine, but like when they call, if we have a high school student that call and they want to do the TSI, they don't
Sure.
have a LSC email address, but they have an email address, but not
Yeah.
LSC.
So here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to make my notes here. So step page 2. So I'm going to say change LSC email address to just email address or something like that. Primary email address, something, whatever, doesn't matter. And then we're going to take out remove requirement for at lonestar.edu or whatever,
Yes.
whatever is in there.
Correct.
So
Yes.
we'll
yes,
take that validation so it can be pretty much anything they want.
That'll work.
Okay. Easy. That's one line of code. That's not hard to do.
Then the other question was,
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I apologize, sir. So if that's the case, and if there's like a high school student, what do we do with the LSC student ID?
that's a good question. So, can we not require that?
We need that.
No, what I'm saying is because, like you said, if they coming from the Lone Star, we're gonna get that anyway.
So what
can
I
we
can
say
tell you
no?
what the testing center is doing is they have it says Lone Star student ID or date of birth. I'm not saying you have to do that, but that's what they're doing on their side.
Well, I
And so,
think we used to do that for high school students. I think we used to ask for their date of birth if they were high school students.
and we can change that label and just say below Lone Star student ID or date of birth and just keep it like that. Keep it uniform, just like the
Yeah,
testing.
let's do that. Let's do
Okay.
that because the students, the high school students that are coming for the review are the ones going to testing anyway.
Okay. Okay. And I'm sorry, sir, I cut you off in mid-sentence. I apologize. So what else were you
No,
going to say?
she was asking, there was no, can they put NA on a slot that it wouldn't accept NA on, I guess, where it was required, where you had the red asterisk. So it wouldn't accept that when they tried to put it in last time. So.
Sure. So you're talking about like right here on this field, like where it's like
She was talking about either there or the email address.
yeah, any one
The
of those. Well,
LSC email address.
there is a validation. So oh wait. That's funny. We need to have that. Hold on. Yeah, so that it's validating that one, but not this one. Okay, that's my fault. Well, I'll make sure we get done with that too. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put primary email validate input like secondary. And then I'm going to also say here, validate not equal to NA or .A on all fields. Got it. Okay, that's fairly easy to do.
Okay, the second question we talked about this, but I don't think we ever came up with the solution about there. Our lead desk assistant is asking, can they get a link that they can use to view and check in students for their appointments, to see, view, and check in students for their appointments?
So
and
the
I
way
think
you're
we
gonna
had talked about that, having a receptionist where they can all use the same login.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that now. So they're going to use this view. So this view right
Oh.
here, this is what everyone else uses within Who's Next to like monitor the queue, the lobby, stuff like that. And so let's build them a user account right now as we speak. So I'm in your Academic Success Center. These are all the users that have access to your department, to this department. What username do you want to use for this generic account?
Karen, do you have a suggestion for y'all? I'm waiting for her to unmute. Karen, unmute yourself. Well, she's muted, but I think, can we say something? Do you have a suggestion, Karen? She keeps muting and unmuting herself. You're unmuted now. What are you saying?
Okay. Can we have just one for just the?
He's asking, what do we want to call it? He's been the creator, but what do we want to call it?
Desk assistants?
Jody, can you just use desk assistants?
Yep.
I don't think that's spelled right.
Has 2 words and initial
Well,
D. And,
The username is going to
For
be
the
one word.
space. Yeah.
The
okay.
user is
Okay.
one word.
Okay.
What I might want to do is I can't type today. Sorry. What's the name of your department again? It's Academic Success Center.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Academic Success Center Desk Assistant. Just so when it comes up in reports or whatever, it looks like that.
Right.
Now it's just going to be a desk assistant for the username. That's fine. I'm going to recommend we just do the same thing for the password, or maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4 afterwards or something like that too. So just so you know what it is. I'm going to give them access just to the front desk, and I'm going to give them access to this. So just this one department, that's all they're going to see. Academic Success Center. The username is Desk Assistant. The password is desk assistant. Do you want to put the 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end, or do you want to just keep
No,
it?
just keep it as assistant so they can remember.
Perfect. That's easy. Oh, let me do this here. Done. That's it. That's all I can do. And so the link they're going to use, it's just I'll put it here in the chat. But it's literally just who'snext.com/Lone Star. That's it. That's what they're
Karen, you
going to.
writing all of that down?
Yes, I am.
So just who's-next.com/Lone Star. That's going to pop up with this login screen here. This is where we're going to put in just desk assistant and then desk assistant, just like that. Don't use a single sign-on because we didn't put a username, we didn't put an email address to it. So the single sign-on piece is not going to work for them because you're going to be sharing this username. So
Right.
if you have all these different work studies and they put in their email address,
Yeah,
it's
we
not.
don't want that.
Yeah. So clicking this button here, the login signals on, don't have them do that. Just put in literally just desk assistant, and they're in at that point. Now, once they're actually logged in, actually I'm going to log out to do it again. Once they're logged in, there's a button right here that says appointments. This will then show them all the appointments that are showing up for that day. And we'll have to fine tune this a little bit more too. Now I'm thinking about it out loud, but we'll send you some once we update the stuff later today and in the morning, we'll send you a link to this with the changes that we're going to make.
Okay.
What we just did for another school, I'm thinking about what we'll do for now is we actually put an option here called search appointments right here, and it actually opened up as a different tab. So they're actually able to like having a tab where they're searching for appointments, seeing what's coming up that day, and then have another tab that lets them monitor their lobbies and queues and stuff like that too. So I think that would be beneficial for you all. So we'll turn that feature on as well, just so you can kind of have 2 tabs up and running, one for searching the appointments and one for just monitoring the queue at the same time. Great. I like that. I like that idea a lot. What else?
Okay. The other thing we talked about, we'll have to have another meeting because we hadn't had a chance to talk about it, was the email that they, when they make an appointment, the email information they receive. So
Yeah,
we
the
hadn't
verbiage.
had a chance, the verbiage, we hadn't had a chance because of the hurricane and everything got thrown off. So we hadn't finalized that verbiage stuff. So Sonia and Mike need to get together on the verbiage, what they want it to say. And I'll ask them to work on it this week and get it over to you.
Okay, that's fine. This is a simple change. That's a simple change. We'll make this change as well. And then I'm going to do the batch. So user console, batch, see image.
So the tutors, is there that manual you sent us, is that the same manual we should share with them on how to view their calendars and all of that? Or is it something different we need to be sharing with them?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time, please?
So the manual you sent us, right? To log in and add their schedules and do all of that, is that the same manual we should share with the tutors to go in and look at their calendars and all of that?
Yeah, I think so. That would be sufficient enough. I mean, we're gonna be making some small little changes, like the batch and stuff like that. But I think sharing the manual would be sufficient enough. Excuse me. And if necessary, if we need to put something else together, or modify it to where now it includes different things like the appointment location for computer science and things like that. I mean, we can do that for you too. That's not hard.
Okay.
Let me do this. Let me change to a side. Stated time. Okay. Great. We have our to-dos. What else do we need? And then also, hold on, there's another thing too.
Mike, I want to loop back around to Mike because I think he had some minor things, so I'll give him an opportunity to ask whatever he had.
Oh, when you schedule a tutor, it's still defaulting to the user, not the actual tutor, whenever you try to alter anything.
If you're, hold on, let me bring up that screen.
The assigned to, right? That's what he's talking
Yeah, the
Yeah,
assigned
that
tutor.
and I apologize it's taking so long. It's just because the way. Let me find it. I think it's this one. So you're talking about from here when you click on calendar and then you edit it, the name's still not showing up. Is that correct?
Well, it
about.
reverts
Yeah.
back to mine.
Yeah, yeah. We said the reason why is because, and we're just gonna have to just redo the whole thing, is because whenever you make a change here, we have this coding to where it's loading these names without a full page refresh, and that's what the hard part is. And I apologize it's taking so long. It's like we're literally having to take the part of the whole puzzle to put it back together just for that one thing. So, but we are aware of it. It's just it's making that small little change. It seems small, but it's like there's a lot of things going behind the scenes with that one small little sign button. So we'll get that resolved.
Okay. I actually think that's it from what I had.
So hold on. Karen just made a message real quickly to verify the sign in. Lone Star. Actually, there's a dash in between, Karen. So let me put the link in there. So it's lonestar.com. I'm sorry, who'snext.com/Lone Star. That's the link right there. There's a link. There's a dash in between. I don't know why, but if you go to who'snext.com without a dash, it takes you to like some kind of like fashion website in London or something
Yes,
like
I
that.
see that. I see that.
Yeah. So just make sure you put
Dash.
the dash in between, and then
Okay.
that's the link. And then you're right, desk assistant for the username and password.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me know. Great. Well, I have my takeaways. I want to get this done as fast as possible, so we'll get this out. And then if any questions pop up, I will reach out to you, Mr. Moore.
All right. One last time, I want to Sonia, any last minute questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm going to implement what he said, and if something else comes up, I'll shoot him an email.
Okay, on the batch, you have to wait till tomorrow though.
Yes, that's fine.
The batch, yeah, the batch is gonna have to be
Yes.
tomorrow. Yeah. If anytime we post an update to the user console, it kicks everybody out across the whole system, whole district. And it's not, I mean, they just have to log back in, but that's a very inconvenient. We don't like to do that until the system is not in use. That's why our updates are usually done, in the or something like that.
The only thing, Jody, I want to remind you to make those changes before tomorrow with the TSI math, so people don't think they have an in-person 30-minute appointment tomorrow.
Yes, sir. What I would recommend we do, because we'll make those changes right now. It's gonna, obviously we have to code them, takes a little bit of time. So what I might recommend we do is to go back in and disable these just for the time being, because if anybody goes and starts making these right now, well, I guess that bug, but that's not going to be too hard to do. No, okay, we'll keep it. That'll be the first thing we knock out is that bug when they hit the back button. That won't take us long, and then we'll take care of that, and then that will fix this problem right here. Okay, we'll take care of that first.
Cool, so we'll get the verbiage over to you later this week. If not, no later than Monday for sure.
That's fine. No worries. Whenever you have it, just send it over to me.
Okay.
All right, and I'll email you all whenever these updates have been posted here in a bit.
All right. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you again for your time.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. Thank you again, Mike. I appreciate you troubleshooting that.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.